So today we're gonna be blitzing through 5 more Dokfan wiki cards. And without further ado, that's pretty much all there is to the intro of the video. So let's jump straight into it. All right. So the first card we're gonna be looking at this Chi. Let's go and see what this Chi is looking like. She is in SR. Of course, that goes into an SSR, obviously, because Awakening medals that Gregory's and like the Kai medals and all the other good stuff. All right. So Strict Wife and Mother Chi. She's STR, and of course she's an SR. I'm going to assume that this would be one of those cards that'd be like a world tournament, like just summon character. I assume, like kind of how Ox King was, kind of how Invisible Man was, and so on and so forth. All right, so I know her leader skill is obviously garbage, as well as some of the other SRs, but I'm just gonna read it out anyways. So her leader skill is Goku's family 2 key and 50% across the board, so obviously trash, but it's SR. Her super attack, that being the flying kick, she stacks defense, and that is all. And her passive, that being unwilling to endanger her family, she gets 20% attack, and of course, this ad. What is this game? Like, bro. Dokfan Wiki, listen, if you guys have something I could donate to, so that way I don't have to see these ads, which I'm pretty sure you guys don't, but I should check anyways, that would be immaculate. I would definitely buy you guys a coffee just like the original Dokkan Wiki. Okay, anyways. 20% attack and 60% defense. And I only say that because I've been seeing a lot of ads on this website. I disable my ad block on this website, and I normally get like a banner and a bunch of like ads on the side sometimes when I'm looking from time to time. Okay, so 20% attack and 60% defense for every Goku's family ally in rotation. And she gives Goku's family categorized 1 key and 33% attack and defense. And when there's an ally whose name includes Gohan attacking in the same turn, she gets a 30% chance to crit. In our link set, that being All in the Family, Battlefield Diva, Courage, Infighter, and The Innocents. And she's on Earthlings, Earthbred Fighters, Peppy Gals, Goku's Family, and Bond of Parent and Child. Okay, so she's a defensive stacker that gets stronger for having Goku's family category characters attacking the same turn with her, as well as her being a support type unit for those characters, that being those Goku's family category characters. I mean, I don't have much to say about this. This being an SR, um, I think I'm just gonna leave it at this. This is probably what an SR would look like in this day and age. I mean, but this card was, I'm going to assume, was created in October 2024 by the creator, or maybe just this was just a made up date. Anybody who created this card? Okay, it doesn't show who exactly created this card. I don't have much to say about this card. I mean, this card stacking defense, supporting and getting stronger with the characters that that she supports, that being Goku's family characters, and then she has like a little, like hint at where she has a 30% chance to crit when you have a a Gohan attacking the same turn. I mean, Chi, yeah, I mean, buns. I mean, obviously, let's just call it that. Anyways, Frieza. Now, I'm not going to be reading Frieza's SSR because why the hell would I? Because we're going to be reading The Awakening. So, yeah. Alright, so Frieza. From Shock to Fury, Frieza, and he uses Extreme Tech. His leader skill is Transformation Boost 3 key and 130% across the board, so he's a banner unit. And his super attack, that being Death Beam Burst. He cancels enemy dodge, as well as greatly lowering their attack. Interesting. I've never seen a card cancel dodge on the enemy when he does a super. Okay, interesting. So enemy can't dodge him. Alright. So that's pretty much like attacks being guaranteed to hit. That's pretty much that. That's what it is. Yeah. Alright, so his passive, that being Fearing the First Loss. 3 key, 100% attack and defense at the start turn, as well as a 50% chance of launching an additional super attack. And he has a baseline 30% chance to dodge. And for every attack performed, he gets a 8% chance up to a 30% chance to dodge. And he gets 40% attack and defense up to 200% attack and defense. And as the first and second attacker in a turn, he gets 50% attack and a 50% chance of launching an additional attack? I mean, he can get up to a 60% chance to dodge, and he gets a 50% chance of doing an additional normal? I mean, that does help out his attack and defensive buildup slash dodge buildup. But, I mean, this banner unit is buns. Straight ass. He can do one, he can do up to one super in this kit, build up dodge, and that's about it. His stats are super, super low in his kit. Super low. Because all he has is 100% attack and defense, start a turn. And then he builds up to 200% attack and defense for every attack performed, as well as 50% attack. That's not enough for this guy. What's his stats? Maybe if we lowered his attack stat and gave him a little bit more defense. Yeah, he's kind of buns. Yeah. Yeah, he builds up to a 60% chance to dodge. Not the greatest. I mean, you're gonna want this guy inside slot 2, 100%. But his stats are just so low. If he does not dodge, if he doesn't dodge whatever's coming at him in any sort of newer content, this motherfucker is getting blasted. Man, we're 0 for 2. Now, granted, Chi-Chi can get more slack since she's an SR, but, you know, obviously her being an SR, she's obviously not going to be great. Frieza, you get no slack. Yeah. Chi-Chi, sure, because she's an SR, but Frieza, no. Frieza is ass. Yeah. Alright, next card. Krillin. Okay. Wait, I skipped over Frieza's link set, as well as his categories. Let me see. Prodigies, Frieza's army. Get that link out of there. Strongest clan in space. I mean, at least he has BBB. Shocking speed, universal most malevolent. Frieza's army is nasty ass work. Maybe like Nightmare in place of this. Frieza's army. Maybe like Nightmare. I don't know, Cold Judgment. Something would be more useful in this link. Now, granted, is this link bad at link level 10? No, because oh my god, this damn ad. But I mean, Frieza's army as a link, like, let's just go ahead and take a quick peek at this link. Oh yeah, that's right. The Dokfan Wiki doesn't have a yeah, for when it comes to links, yeah, the Dokfan Wiki, it just doesn't. It doesn't have the clear-cut like characters on the links like the regular Dokkan Wiki does. Okay, no big deal. And of course the categories as shown. Alright. Next card, that being the third card for the video, is going to be this SR Krillin. Again, he's gonna be an SR, so of course he's gonna be ass, but it's okay because he's an SR. Frieza gets no flack because him being a banner unit. I've seen some very strong custom banner units, and that guy is not strong at all. Alright, so Krillin. So help at the right time. He is Super AGL. His leader skill is Planet Namek Saga, 2 key, and 30% to attack and defense for characters who are super class. Okay, so his leader skill is obviously bad, but you know, there's that. Super attack, that being Destructo Disc. He causes extreme damage to enemy and greatly lowers their defense. Wait, does Chi-Chi do Supreme as an SR? Did I overlook that? She does Supreme. Damn. Now this is gonna sound crazy, but her and Ox King, like the physical Ox King that came out a while ago as a summonable SR from the World Tournament Summon banner, for the Legendary Goku event. Now I know obviously that content is way feased. It just feased all the way out of existence. Chi-Chi and Ox King could be a formidable defensive stacking rotation. I don't know. And she's supporting Ox King. Well, no, Ox King's not Goku's family. Is he? Hold on. I gotta see now. Wait. Is Ox King Goku's family? I don't think so. Why's my keyboard off, by the way? Let me see. Physical Ox King. Let me take a quick peek. I'm pretty sure he's not. Yeah, he's not. Makes sense. She's DB Saga. She's not DB Saga. Ox King. Ah, okay. So yeah, they're not working with each other. They're not. What team would you get him on each other? I mean, Earthbred Fighters, sure. Whatever. I just wanted to make a quick talking point. All right. So his passive, that being miraculous counterattack. Before beginning a stage, all characters on the teams get 5,000 HP, attack, and defense. When HP is 40% or less at the start of the turn, he performs a guarantee crit and stuns the attacked enemy for 2 turns. Now, this procs once. And then he gets a 30% chance to dodge for the rest of the battle. Wow. Okay, so flat number support is crazy. Oh my god. I don't. There's nothing redeemable about this Krillin. At least Chi-Chi has the support, the defensive stacking, in some off-meta content, I guess. And her getting stronger with Goku's family category characters around her. Frieza has the dodge, as well as, you know, he can get up to a decent amount of stats when he builds up. But Krillin has nothing. Krillin is buns. Greatly lowering defense. Flat number support before beginning a stage. Guarantee crit with 2-turn stun. This is so worthless because, bro. Come on. Your HP, bro. These bosses are getting you up out of here, bro. Krillin gets touched by anything. Bro, okay. Whatever. Z Fighters, Turtle School, Courage, high compatibility, solid support, experienced fighters, and his categories are shown. I mean, we're not going to go and read those off. Why does he have a potential system if he's only awakening from an R, a summonable R, I believe, into an SR? Okay, so 3 of this specific awakening medals to Dokkan Awaken this character. Interesting. Dokkan Awakening a summonable R unit. Okay. This guy is horrendous. Flat stats for a dated 2024 unit? That could have just been, like, I don't know, 50% attack and defense. The HP probably could have been left out, but yeah. Yeah, Krillin's awful. Alright, Vegeta's next. Alright, let's see what Vegeta has. He's a Dokkan Fest, isn't he? Yeah, he's Dokkan Fest, okay. Alright, so Malice reignited. He's Extreme STR. Let's see what we got. So this is Namek Saga? This is Namek Saga. Okay, interesting. Alright, so let's see. His leader skill is Planet Namek Saga and Pure Saiyans, 3 key and 170% across the board. And he also debuffs all enemies. Oh my god. Okay, Oblivion, I love you. But please. Oh my god. He debuffs all enemies' attack and defense by 20% for every characters. This is for every characters who belong to Inhuman Deeds or Battle of Fate. Okay. And his super attack, this is only for Inhuman Deeds and Battle of Fate characters. Alright. Leader skill. Pure Saiyan's cool, but playing Namek Saga, yeah. I mean, there are a couple of good easy A's on it, but still. Alright, the super attack, that being, I do not know how to say that. The Sunlight Blitzar, I think. He greatly stacks attack and does immense damage. And his passive, that being Wished Upon Vengeance, activates interest animation when there is a Wicked Bloodline or Planetary Destruction enemy upon the character's entry. He gets 150% attack and defense and 80% damage reduction, as well as counters with tremendous power for 4 turns. Okay, so he only gets stats, damage reduction, high amounts of damage reduction at that, as well as counters for 4 turns. He starts out with 200% attack and defense, nice. And when attacking with 12 more key, he gets 100% attack and defense, cool. He needs that considering he doesn't get a defensive buff in a super attack effect. And as he's first or second attacker in a turn, he gets 50% attack and defense as well as a 50% chance to crit. Okay, not bad. So that's up to 150% attack and defense slash slot 1 slash slot 2 because he's going to get the super off as well as him being inside the first second slot. And when unit has the highest attack between all attacking units, 250% attack and defense for himself, as well as a guarantee super and effective against all types. Okay, and one unit does not have the highest attack between all attacking units, he debuffs all allies attack and defense by 15%. He's debuffing their attack and defense by 15%? Okay. And his active skill, that being Declaration of Legend, 250% attack and defense and 80% damage reduction against normals, and counters them with tremendous power for 4 turns. Can be activated when there is a Wicked Bloodline or Planetary Destruction enemy starting from the 2nd turn from start of battle, or can be activated starting from the 4th turn to start of battle once only. Prodigies, Brutal Beatdown, Saiyan Warrior Race, Prepare for Battle, Royal Lineage, Super Saiyan, and Fierce Battle. No complaint with his links. Seems about right for a Namek Saga Super Saiyan custom Vegeta. And his categories are shown. I'm just gonna skip over that. Just he has a high attack stat. Wow, for a Dokkan Fest. Low defensive stat too. Okay, super low defensive stat. That okay. Does it show who created this card? All right. Man. So, So, within those first 4 turns, he's God, right? But then afterwards, he's only going to have this, where he has that 80% damage reduction against normals. So that means if he eats a super, he's going to get obliterated. And clearly, playing Namek Saga is better than Pure Saiyans. So you have to run more Namek Saga characters over Pure Saiyans characters, because he wants the highest attack between all attacking units, so you can get that guarantee super off to directly support his greatly stack and attack, as well as his 250% attack and defense, because he 100% needs that. Yeah, because after this wears off, all he's going to have within those next 4 turns is going to be this. This guy is a complete sitting duck around the end of the battle. Yeah, this guy is going to get blasted. And Namek Saga is not a strong enough team to where you can run it in relevant content. In any sort of like newer content. Now, I gotta say, this is creative to where he is attack debuffing all enemies, probably characters whose inhuman deeds or battle of fate. But the thing is that he has multiple issues. I mean, he's not a 220. This would have been way more. This would have been way more better if he was a 220. B, he has to be the highest attacking unit in the turn to get his stats and his guarantee super off, which he so desperately needs. Because after this wears off, he is cooked. He's cooked. Yeah, I mean, this is cool. That's granted for those 4 turns. So, and then this could be activated from the 2nd turn. Granted, you're going against the specific category enemy, but you're more than likely you're not gonna face a planetary destruction / Wicked Bloodline character all the time. 4th turn to start a battle. So, once this wears off, and he transitions into this right over here, and then this wears off, he's done. And some of these fights are lasting so long to where that this guy is not going to have any sort of value. So low stat leader skill on top of his passive interest animation buff, as well as his active skill buffs, are going to run out. Is going to equate to him being almost worthless, bro. It is. Because all he's going to have after his interest animation buff wears off and his active skill wears off, because these fights last so long nowadays, is this. And that's not great. Yeah, this guy is hurt by long fights. 100%. Now, does he look good? Is he gonna look impressive for shorter fights? 100%. 80% damage reduction is something you're not gonna say is like below standard. On top of him having good amount of stats at the start of the turn. I mean, he does have 200% attack defense right over here, as well as this 150% attack defense right over here. To fix this unit, make him a 220. Just first things first. Secondly, I would say let him have. Go ahead and remove this from 80% and make it 30%. And then let him start out with a baseline 50% damage reduction. And if he is the, let's say he's the second or third attacker in a turn, let's go ahead and remove this 50% chance to crit for guarantee guard. Guard with 50% damage reduction, as well as additional 30% damage reduction within his interest animation buff. I think if he had guard inside the first slot / second slot, as well as a baseline 50% damage reduction, and then getting that additional 30% from his interest animation buff, he'd be a lot better. I think he would. And then why the hell not? Let him greatly stack attack and defense. Why not? Other than that, this is unique. Can't even lie. Like, this is unique. I've never seen this on a unit before. There's a lot of things I haven't seen on units before. This is one of them. This could stay. I've never seen this type of... Well, I mean, I've seen a unit debuff their own allies, i.e. Tech Merge Zamasu, but yeah, this could hurt. This could hurt, but not as much as this, because he needs to be at the highest attacking unit on the rotation. And that could be... that he could be the highest attacking unit, but on a Pure Saiyans team, let's say he's running a double 220 for Pure Saiyans, this guy's not going to be the highest attacking unit. Even with this, no, he's not. He's not, bro. He's just not. Pure Saiyans, bro, the options on Pure Saiyans and Vanilla Dokkan are going to out damage this fucker. And I don't care if he has 150% attack defense out of here, 200% attack defense out of here, 100% attack defense out of here, and 50% attack defense out of here. Now, granted, is he going to be a helpful option for Pure Saiyans? 1000%, because with his current state right now, he's a slot 1. With that 80% damage reduction. But the thing is that he can't sit inside slot 1 for long. I'm not too big of a fan of his design. Creative, sure. Overall design, not too fan of it. Not too fan of it right there, to be honest. Not too big of a fan of it at all. Okay. So who else do we have? Let me see. So we 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So we got one more. Who's the last unit? I saw an SSR Vegeta. Not you, because you're the pre-awakening to the Dokkan Fest. Hell no. So it's gonna be this Vegeta. This SSR Vegeta. I'm just curious, who makes these arts, by the way? Super curious. Let's see what we got here. I'm pretty sure there's an awakening, so I'm just gonna let this page load real quick. How you guys doing? Let me just go ahead and do some on Dokkan. I'm awakening a card I just got. I recently got this Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku on my JP. It's crazy. I get cards so late sometimes. Okay, so he doesn't. He's a free-to-play unit. He's a free-to-play unit. Yeah. Yeah, he is. Alright, because there's no awakening here. Alright. Arrogant Dreamer, just Vegeta. He's Int. Namek Saga or Pure Saiyans 3 key in 70% across the board. And his super attack, that being Gallic Gun, he gets 30% attack right there for 1 turn. And his passive, that being Confidence in a Misaligned Prophecy. He starts out with 90% attack and defense baseline. And he gets 70% attack when attacking with 12 more ki. As well as when attacking with attack higher than enemies, he gets a 70% chance to crit. So he just straight garbage. There's nothing here. Just a 70% chance to crit. It's just offense, pretty much. I love offense, but you gotta have a sprinkle of defensive abilities in you. Alright. His link set, Prodigies, Brutal Beatdown, Saiyan Warrior Race, Prepare for Battle, Saiyan Pride, Royal Lineage, and Formidable Enemy. Formidable Enemy, man, this is a old ass link. Is Formidable Enemy? I thought that was like a Super Strike link. Okay, maybe I'm crazy. Categories: Namek Saga, Pure Saiyans, Vegeta's Family, Inhuman Deeds, Gifted Warriors, Planetary Destruction, and Successors. Okay, and these are his stats. Alright, yeah, so he just buns. Yeah. This is my first time attempting to make a real character. Okay, a character art. Be a little kind, please. So you made this. It's a beautiful art. Of course, I gotta be kind. The real deal. I get it, because, real. This is just real. Yeah. So that's gonna be about it. Those are the 5 cards for today's video. Who was gonna be up next? Lavender. I'm gonna spoil myself. I want to see. Okay, so the synopsis: Vegeta buns. I mean, he doesn't have an awakening, but you know his pre-awakening, as it seems, pretty trash. Vegeta has potential. Could have been way better, in my opinion. Long fights destroy this guy, and guess what? The fights nowadays are longer, and the fights are the fights with the duration of how long they are. They're gonna outlast this guy, 100%. Had potential, honestly. Krillin, no redeeming factor. Frieza, he has the dodge, the attack and defensive buildup, but outside of that, he's not really all that great either. And then Chi-Chi. You know what's funny? Namek Saga, Namek Saga, Namek Saga, Namek Saga. 4 out of the 5 cards are Namek Saga. I appreciate you guys watching. You guys are the best. Don't worry, the camera's gonna come back tomorrow. I've just been keeping it off. I don't know. I just haven't, like, you know, noticed that my camera's just been off. I just left it off. Really. That's all it is. Yeah. I have no specific reason. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching. You guys are the best. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And that is going to be all, my beautiful people. Peace.